Look at this graph. Now, if I asked you to replicate it and graph it again, would you be able to? How would you find its equation? Yeah, it is a little bit hard if you don't know how to do it. So, don't worry too much because welcome to Aussie's Young Learning Emporium. In today's video, I'm going to be explaining parabolas to you from the basics. So let's begin. What is a parabola? So, this is how a parabola looks like. And let's start by looking at the first general form of parabolas, the vertex form. This is how it is expressed. And here the k is the stretch factor, a is the x coordinate of the vertex, and b is the y coordinate of the vertex. This type of parabola in the vertex form, we're going to get these variables. So we've got k, a, and b. Let me just set a to 0. So what k is going to do is decide how stretched out our graph is. See, as I go into negatives, the graph flips upside down, and when it's less than 1 but greater than 0, it just stretches out, and as we go further above 1, it just starts squeezing. So this is what happens with the k, and what the a does is control where the x um coordinate of the vertex is. So over here we can see we can slide it across like that, and this one, you may have guessed it, is going to control how it's going to go up and down, up and down. And something else to note is that if we want to flip it, if we want to kind of make it face another way, we can actually flip it around like so. And now basically our y-axis has become our x-axis because we have replaced them, and our x-axis has become our y-axis. So there's the same parabola, same stuff is being controlled, but over here the a is controlling how far up or down it is because it's paired with the y. But obviously, since this line has technically become our x-axis, it's still kind of controlling. We are still moving it across, and this is still moving it up and down, but it's just kind of replacing the axes. So this is how we can kind of mess around with the vertex form. So now let's look at the general form of parabolas, but now we're going to look at the root form. So here we've got y is equal to k in brackets x minus a, and then in brackets x minus b. Now over here, k is our stretch factor again. It's almost always the stretch factor, but here our a is our first root, the x coordinate of our first root, and b is the x coordinate of our second root. So that is how we can kind of figure out the root form as well, and this is going to help us plot the parabola as well, which I'll show you now. Our graph, and now we're going to just scale it up, see what happens. So as we scale it up, kind of like squish it. So as we increase our k, we're squishing it, and as we decrease it, we're going to stretch it wider until we go into the negatives where it turns around. And then we've got our a, which kind of controls this one, this root. So we're just going to have a look at what happens. So when it's 4.4, this is 4.4. So as we are going to change it, this root, this place where the parabola intersects with the x-axis, that's called our root, and that is what we're changing. Same with b, we're going to change the other root now. As you can see, it's this point right now, it's 3.5, and we can see negative 3.5, negative 3.5, and this is basically how we can control the parabola using the root form. Again, over here, if you want to turn the parabola around, you can do the same over here, and this is the same control. Same thing over here. The x-axis has become the y-axis now, but yeah, it's just a flipped version of it. We've kind of just we've turned the whole Cartesian plane 90 degrees. So this is basically what has happened. Alright, now let's try and generalize our parabola so that we've got a fixed vertex at negative 4, 0, and we've got changing roots. So basically, this means that we're going to have a fixed vertex, and our graph is essentially going to stretch and stop stretching, like kind of like stretch out, stretch in, and this is how our graph looks like right now. Now, to do this, we must find like a variable or something so that we can put in our root, put in our if we want our root to be at, say, 0, -2, we can put in the value of -2, and we should be able to make our graph so that we've got our roots at -2. So we just need to input our roots and it would stay like that. So we're generalizing our graph now. We need this to be -4, 0. And we want to be able to change the roots. Okay, so right now, if we think about this, right now our roots are 0, 2, and we've got 0, -2. But now we want to be able to change it, right? So first of all, when it's just this, when it's 0, 2, and 0, -2, if we work this out, we have got 0 is equal to, and normally we remember our vertex form was written like this when it's the flipped graph. So obviously we've got our little a, or let's call it k, because that's what we learned. So it's going to be our k over here. So now when we solve and find our roots, and we've found our roots, and now we're trying to solve for k. When we plug back in the k, and we're using this formula, so we're going to get y is equal to 2 squared or -2 squared. Both of them give us 4 minus 4. So if we write it out nicely, we get 4 is equal to 4k. And then we get k is equal to 1. So now we've got our stretch factor is equal to 1 when we want our roots to be that. But what about if we had other roots and we wanted to find our other roots? Like if we had 0, 3, for example, and 0, -3, right? We want to be able to generalize our formula with one variable so that we can plug in our roots and we'll get it so that our vertex is always this, but our roots change. So essentially, we are making our parabola go from this to this, but this point always stays the same. So that would require us now to think about our roots like this. So we've got 0 and r, and then we've got 0, -r, right? So now we've got 0 equals k r squared. So either way, if it's r squared or -r squared, both of them are going to give us r squared. So that's why this is all right. So we can leave it like that. So we've got kr squared minus 4. Like before, we have the same equation, same vertex, but right now we're just changing our roots and we're trying to find the value of k. And once we plug in our root values, so just remember this is the value of y when we're finding our roots. When we're at the root, r squared is the value of y. That is the y coordinate, okay? So don't get too confused about that. Now we are going to solve for k, so we get kr squared, and so k will equal 4 over r squared. And this is how we can generalize it. So our actual formula now becomes x equals 4 over r squared, y squared minus 4. So this is our k, this is our y squared, and this is our -4. Right now, if we use our vertex form, we've got k, which is this, right? And then y minus a squared, and a is equal to 0. So it is going to look like that, and then we've got -4, which is, so our vertex is still going to look like this, all right? There's no change to it. We've just changed our k, which means that we're going to change our roots. And that's all. That's how we can do this one. This is our graph that we were given to start with, and this is what we've come up with. Over here, I've just replaced the r with the k because k is what we're more used to, and that's okay. Or we can just make it r for now for better understanding. So now, if we make our r to be 2, we'll get one of our roots at 2. And if it was -2, it would still work. It would stay like that. If we made it to be 4, then it would stretch out like that. 5, it would go like that. If it was 1, it would be like that. And this is how we're basically controlling our roots, and you can see that our vertex stays at -4, 0, which is what we had to do. Okay, moving on to the next generalization, where now we would want to be having our vertex move around, but our roots at 2 and -2. So let's find out how to do that. Okay, so now we have to generalize it so that our vertex is changing. We want a changing vertex. So I'm just going to write down what we are doing. So we're changing our vertex now. Alright, so how do we do this? So we're just going to go back to writing this as x equals ky squared minus 4. But right now, our vertex is actually at negative 4, 0, right? It's not changing. It's going to stay that way no matter what you make your k, it's going to stay that, right? Because it's in the vertex form, and over here, this is basically writing y minus 0. So our a is actually 0, which is why this is the 0. So this means that we need to get rid of this 4, and we need to generalize the 4 as well as this, okay? So this is going to take a little bit of work, but don't get scared. This is actually really easy once you get it. So we want to get rid of the 4. So let me just write this as x equals ky squared minus b, because this is the way we've learned it. And we don't need to worry about the y minus a squared, because what's going to happen is that when we're changing the vertex, we just want the graph to kind of slide across. So we want the roots to be the same. So we just kind of want it sliding across. So that is how the graph is going to look like. So if I drew that in another color, this is graph 1. Then another way we can draw it is graph this way. Then another way we can draw it is this way. Remember, the vertex is always at something. So let's just call it like x1, comma 0. It's going to stay 0. So that's why we don't need to worry about the a. We can leave it as 0, so that's completely fine. But what we do need to worry about is our the x1 that we had when I wrote it out. This is what is changing. So this is why we've got our b over here. And remember, since it's the parabola is flipped around, we have to remember that the b is actually the x coordinate of the vertex. Okay, so now we know our root. One of our roots is at 0, 2, right? And the other is at 0, negative 2. So let's just take this one for now. They're both going to give you the same answer, by the way, and plug in these values. So we'll have 0 is equal to k, 2 squared is equal to 4 minus b. So when I write it out, we'll get b is equal to 4k. And so k equals b over 4. And that's it. Now we have b, k in terms of b, and we have b. So we only have one variable. So now when we can write out this, so we've got k is equal to b over 4 y squared minus b. And that's it. When you plug in the value of b, you will be able to move the vertex and the roots won't change. And that is how we can do this question. Now let's visualize it. Got our starting off graph, and this is the graph we came up with. Let me just add in our domain so that it looks a bit cleaner. And let's get rid of this. So now when we change the value of b, as you can see, the vertex is changing, but the roots stay the same. And if I want the vertex to be at 5, look at that. It's at 5. 5, negative 5, 0. Obviously, this is positive, so because we've got it the opposite, it's going to change. So now if we had 2, this would be negative 2. But if you wanted to make it positive, we can just switch this around, and now when we do it, we'll get negative. So that was a mistake on my part, but see, when we graph it out, we can see our mistakes. So Desmos is really cool for that. And now we can see that we can change our b so that we can put in our vertex where we want our vertex to be, and that can change our graph accordingly. So this is how you can generalize graphs.